Wow. How do we face this world that seems to have gone a little bit mad? There's so much disruption for so many people. There's so much uncertainty. There's so much change. There's challenge to what it seems to be stable and real in the world. Let's just say in the US, for example, the institutions that we thought were pretty sustainable and stable are suddenly being taken down, challenged. And it's hard. It can be scary. It seems to be the case that our very culture of inclusivity, for example, is in question. So those who are minorities and on the margins of some in some way may feel like their lives are in danger, may feel like their rights are in danger, may feel like their dignity is in question. Now, whether or not that's actually true and whether that's going to happen is another conversation. But in any case, a lot of people are feeling the overwhelm of such a tumultuous period. And so what do we do? I know people that said, I literally I can't handle this anymore. So I'm just going to focus on my life every day, what's in front of me. I'm not going to think about anyone else besides me, my wife, my kid. That's how I'm going to face this overwhelm. Other people feel like they need to fix it all, right? So, in response to all this, do we then try to do everything possible to fix all the problems? Do we sign all the petitions? Do we get out and protest? Do we, do dramatic, radical action and kind of give up everything and change our whole lives? Is that what we do? Well, we could close off and hide away, but that's a couple problems with that. One is it denies reality. Two, it denies reality, meaning all these things out there actually do affect us. We can't close off. We're not separate. And so when we think that we're just hiding away in our bubble and that nothing's going to affect us, we're deluded because all of these larger forces are influencing us all the time and the people we care about. So that actually isn't possible. Two is it thwarts our growth. It thwarts our own personal evolution. It stalls our own journey of becoming more fully who we are meant to become. Not that there's some static, predetermined image of who we're meant to become. There isn't. It's an unfolding that we are participating in. But if we hide ourselves off and try to kind of stay in our comfort zone, we are thwarting our own aliveness. We're thwarting our own meaningful and purposeful life. So that doesn't work. But it also doesn't work to try to make everything better, to try to fix everything, to go out there and be kind of an activist all the time and try to fix all the problems in the world because we can't. We simply can't. As one person, even as a small group, we can't change everything. Certainly not in the short term. Now, there is that quote that says, don't, never forget that a small band of committed people could change anything. That quote from, I don't know, attributed to Marianne Williamson, I think. It's the only thing that ever has small groups of committed individuals. Well, that's also true, but small groups or big groups can't change, can't return the topsoil to its best state. It can't stop climate change. It can't prevent AI from taking over the world. It can't on and on and on take 1 billion people out of poverty. Certainly not in the short term. And so what do we do? What do we do? How do we face the disruption, the uncertainty, the overwhelm of this moment in time. I'd like to provide some offerings, some suggestions. First off, take it in. Take it in as much as you can and allow it to influence you. Just swallow it whole. Be with it. Allow it to break your heart and feel what it's like to have your heart broken. Be with the contractions, the frustrations. Just sort of notice it. Notice that it's happening. Be present to the feelings, the sensations, and the thoughts that are arising in you as you experience this overwhelm. Don't avoid it. Don't try to cover it up. Don't try to numb yourself out. Be with it. Breathe. Allow it to move in you and move through you. Be with it as much as you can. Second, ask yourself, what do I care about right now? What do I care about right now? What do I care about? Well, I care about loving people. I care about making the world a better place. I care about an inhabitable earth for my grandchildren. I care about letting my voice be heard. Whatever it is, what is it that you care about right now? I care about protecting myself. Be with that. Ask yourself that question. What would it be like to hold yourself with compassion? What would it be like to have a little bit more compassion in your being right now? Just getting curious, what might it be like if you were able to hold yourself with kindness, tenderness, love, compassion? Breathe into that. Now, what usually happens is when we're able to hold ourselves with compassion and get curious, something shifts. And we start to notice that the contractions in our body, in our chest, start to soften. We start to open up. And the feeling of tightness and fear seems to dissolve. Now, it may not go away altogether. It may not go away at all. But see what happens when we can allow ourselves to rest in the field itself. This is what's happening. We're actually softening our contractions and feeling into that which is holding us. Notice that we are not separate from anything that's around us. We are not separate from the depth of the field. The field is this infinite, interconnected, unified field that allures everything together, that draws everything together, that binds everything, that is the source of all of our aliveness, the source of all our energy, source of our desire, source of our allurements, the source of our passion. Every place we fall into the right place. Every detour, when we seem like we've kind of gone off the tracks, gone off the rails, is actually part of the destination. We are always held. We're never alone. We're held. Every breath we take is a breath with the cosmos. Every movement we make is a dance with the mystery that is always looking at us, desiring us, loving us madly. The mystery is simultaneously in us, as us, and through us. We can actually discover the mystery within us at our deepest realization when we're able to soften into this field. And also, is beholding us. The mystery is speaking to us, saying, I love you. I adore you. I need you. I want you. I intended you. You're here because I want you to be here. You're welcome in the cosmos. Breathe that in. The mystery, by whatever name, loves us. And so notice that from this place, you actually have a unique perspective. Reality itself, that mystery, that very mystery, wants to live through your face, your eyes, wants to see with your eyes, wants to touch with your fingers, wants to beat your own heart. Reality wants to live through you, wants to love through you, wants to give unique gifts that only you can give through you. There's a unique quality of presence that nobody that ever was, is, or will be can embody and express other than you. Because reality wants to be you. Reality wants to become who you are designed to become. Reality wants to partner with you in co-creating this cosmos. Reality wants to respond by giving your greatest gifts to meet the greatest needs in your circle of influence and intimacy. And so take that in, breathe that in. What happens if you listen and you ask that question of, what does reality need from me right now? Ask the question, breathe, and listen. Maybe there's an image or a thought or an idea or a feeling or an impulse that comes up. That is yours to do. And that's what you are supposed to do. Not supposed to in some sort of externalized obligation sense, but supposed to in the sense of, this is what is calling you. And you're not meant to do anything more or less. That this is your precise responsibility, your ability to respond. And from there, when you play your unique note, instrument in the symphony of all the instruments being played, when you give your gift in your unique circle of influence and intimacy to what's needed, that you're actually impacting the whole thing. That your action ripples out and affects the entire field beyond your imagination, mysteriously in a way that you'll never understand. And so you can rest in a life well lived, even as the next moment presents another opportunity. The next moment presents another opportunity. Every moment is a fresh moment for you to step into your unique self. And it's an ongoing journey that never ends. It only deepens and clarifies and brings you closer and closer in union with that mystery that lives in you, as you, and through you, that always holds you, that guides your life, that allures you into taking the next step, and that orchestrates, conspires for 13.8 billion years to emerge as you now. So do what's yours to do.